Good morning, good morning. This is Jacqueline Richardson. It's JJ Diamond, Jackie Davis, or whatever y'all call me. It is so hot, guys. Oh my gosh. North Carolina is on fire. But we getting through it. We gotta stay hydrated, stay out the sun. Y'all know what it is. Same thing every year. God doesn't change it. So we know it's coming. Yeah. Oh, today I wanted to talk about creating a monster. And the reason why I want to talk about it is because this is why people have a hard time understanding each other, have a hard time just working differences out. I've noticed throughout my life, not just recently, throughout my life, where people have created me to actually be them by force. I don't want to say by pretty much bullying, but forceful actions. Okay, some people are very persistent. And this happens a lot. I notice it a lot in people, and all it takes is discipline and self-worth to not become that person. Okay. But like with myself, I'm very caring, loving. I'm open to not almost anything, but I've experienced a lot. So with me experiencing a lot, I've touched bases with a lot of different people and a lot of different characters. We're going to call them characters because that's what they are when they create you and them. Okay? And then they sometimes look for the same thing from you. They want you to create them to be you. When it all boils down to they hate who they are. And that's the main factor of it. Okay. I'm gonna use this for an example, and this is red flags that we have to watch out for when we're meeting people. Okay. This is why I like to deal with people of the same nature or the same background. Because then you don't have to worry about that because they do things already the same. So it's not like they're creating you and you because they are already that way. A lot of people ask me why I stick, with trying to be around like Cancer people. I'm a Cancer. We have a way of doing things. We're very kind, we can be emotional, but we also can be a beast. It's like doing a 360 overnight. Matter of fact, not even overnight, over a matter of minutes, depending on how things are addressed. Okay? But Cancers also learn to sit back and analyze, okay, situations on a regular basis. That's how they get through life. Okay, they analyze situations. It ain't none of that, what they call it, just do it. We got to analyze the situation first before we do it. If we're comfortable with it, we'll move forward. That's the way it works with a Cancer. If we're not comfortable with it, we're not moving forward. So I'm going to give you a couple examples. I'm going to give y'all a couple examples of things that pretty much rub off on others. Friends wise, relationship wise. It can just rub off on you. But you have to pull back and say, this is not who I am. And this is not what I like in this person because they're becoming me. Let me use my past relationship, my recent one. We had a situation. And that situation persists in an apology. And they refused to apologize. They wanted to just throw it away and move on. Once you create a character of how you want to deal in a relationship, once you create that character, that's how you're going to be treated. So in other words, if you don't want something done to you, don't do it to others. Okay, so I just want to throw that out there. Reason why I say that, because once you create that pattern of, okay, this is how I like it. I don't like to say sorry. I just like to move on. So now the other person says, in their mind, okay, so this is how we're doing things. They don't like to apologize. So, okay, we're not going to do the apology thing. We'll just hurt each other and days go by and we'll move on. Which creates consistent hurt in both parties. Because that's what was created in the relationship. So now, that person's issue for not saying sorry might have been very minute, very small. But because they refused to apologize and just wanted to move on, something could persist where the other party has an issue, does something, and is very big. But because they're not doing, I apologize, I'm sincerely sorry, please forgive me, in a relationship, they're going to look at the same factor and say, okay, well, I'll just wait a little while and we'll just move on from it. That's not the way life works. That's not the type of characters you want to create. When you are in a relationship, whether it be a friendship, even with your children, people pick up on the things that you do because they're always around you. Okay, I'm going to use this for instance. I never drive real fast. Never. Unless I'm on an open road. Reason being is because I'm a CDL driver. And we have to be very cautious. We have to keep our distance. We have to make sure we have enough cushion. We make sure that everything is safe. Safety first. That's the way it is. I was driving with my friend and was flying down the road, going in and out of traffic. And I noticed that I started driving like that. So this is why we have to learn to not do certain things so other people won't pick up on those bad habits. And it's done by nature. It's not even something that you just grab a hold of. You know what I mean? But you have to understand that, okay, damn, this is not who I am. Wait a minute, hold on. I got to park for a moment and think about this, because this is not who I am. This is not what I do. Because then what happens is when you do that, meaning pick up other people's character, they start to dislike you. Because now they're no longer with somebody different. That's what attracts relationships. Someone being different. Because you get tired of being with yourself all the time. You look in the mirror, you're like, okay, I know you. But I want to know somebody different. Just because you know somebody different doesn't mean you have to pick up their ways and what they do. You just want to have some things in common to keep the relationship alive. Because if you have one person that likes nature and the other one likes to stay in the house, that's not going to work. So some things you have to have in common. Okay? And some things not. That's what keeps the relationship alive. Then, this is the other thing. When people don't allow you to be you. You have to be who you are. If you are a human being on this earth right here, God has built the character within you. You know when babies are born, and like you have some babies. Let me use this for instance. My grandson. He is so cute. Okay. But he has his own character. I'm gonna use this story right here. I was coughing one day. My allergies was bothering me so bad. And he heard me coughing. Now, he knows what it feels like for him to be coughing. So, he came to the edge of my bed. And I'm sitting up in the bed. And I'm coughing. And he's just sitting there, standing there. And he waited. I stopped coughing. He still waited. And he waited. And when I laid back down and went to sleep, he walked out the room. He gained that character from me. Okay? Because when he start coughing or something that's not right, I run to his aid. The same with relationships, friendships. People learn things from the people that they're around. And then it's forced on other people. Okay? And it becomes a domino effect. If you present something to me and you tell me this is how we're doing things, when I do it back to you, don't tell me that I'm mean and I'm wrong, because this is who you are. I got this from you. I'm treating you the same way you treat me. But because it's coming from me, you don't understand it. So yeah, people have this tendency to do that. And then they trickle these negative energy and negative, and people talk every day about, oh, good vibes, positive vibes. How can you have positive vibes and good vibes if you're not willing to see what you are creating negatively? Whether you got it from your parents, whether you got it from a friend, you have to determine, is this a negative impact I'm putting on my relationship with whatever person? You have to think about that. If you want to be happy in life. And that's just the way it works, people. And it's sad that people make life harder than what it really is. Because they want to create patterns of chaos. And then sit back and say, why is these people acting like this? This is what you've created. People say to me, Jackie, why you don't smoke and so I smoke weed and drink. I have a whole bunch of reasons. But I watch what I do in front of the children. Reason being, because I don't want them to pick up on my negative habits. Because then I'm going to start disliking them. Because I don't like my own negative habits, but I've created them. So I want them to pick up on the good of me, not the bad. And that's just the way it works. Same with at work. You treat people the way you want to be treated. My new leader at work, I just love his character and love his demeanor. He treats me the way he wants to be treated. He respects a job from me. He also learns from me. I learn from him. And we all work together as a team. So with that being said, he has showed me that if you give me respect, I'm going to give you respect. If I'm asking you to do a job, I expect it to be done because I'm your leader. I don't want backlash and all of that because I don't give it to you. He's always very calm. He will be great in corporate. That's just my theory. But then there's a higher supervisor, higher than him, that will lose her mind in corporate. Because you have to deal with a bunch of characters. And if you don't know how to deal with characters, you're not going to make it. Which comes with customer service in the employment world. Okay. But quiet as kept, we also use that in the real world. It's a must. Because you're going to deal with different people's characters, and that don't mean you want to be who that person is. Sometimes we're forced and we're bullied into being what someone else is. Because they keep pressuring you and pressuring you and pressuring you. And then once you finally blow up, boom. Now I'm just like you. Now you don't like me anymore. Because I'm being just like you. Now I don't like telling all my business, but I'm gonna just use this for instance. My past relationship, one of my past relationships, my mate, at the time we were just friends. And we would talk every once in a while. But when we talked, it became a long, drawn-out thing. Long and drawn out, always. I could be trying to work. I could be trying to get ready, whatever. Take a bath. And I could tell him that, yeah, I'm taking a bath right now. Expecting him to say, all right, well, I'll call you back later. Because that's what I would do. Okay? If a person tell me, oh, I'm doing such and such right now, I'm not going to keep talking to them. I'm going to say, all right, well, I'll call you back later, or you give me a call back as soon as you get a chance, because I wanted to speak to you about this. That's how I do things. But this particular person wouldn't do that. They would go through me taking a bath, to me getting dressed, cleaning up, to leaving my house before they can say, all right, I'm going to let you go. So I said to myself, like, ooh, that was kind of rough, but, you know, that's my friend, and, you know, evidently they needed me, you know, mentally, or just needed to talk. So I held on. But you never know where a person's mind is, you know, and that's the thing. Like the other day, I told a person, I was talking to someone, and I kept trying to get away from them. And I said, okay, well, I got to go. And then they would say something else, and then we would continue to talk, and say something else, and we could continue to talk. And I'm like, okay, I really got to go. And they continue to talk. To where now I have to be pretty much rude. You know, you try not to be rude to people. You know, but look, I got to go. I got to go clock in. I'm sorry, I have to end this relationship now. There's not another word that can be said. Gotta go. But then they'll take you as being rude, but you told them you had to go 5 times already. People fail to listen to what you say. People fail to respect what you say. And then when they're not getting their way, they become disappointed. So you try to give people the benefit of the doubt and try to give them a little leeway if you can. To make them say, all right, let me let this person go because they going through a lot over there, you know, or they trying to get into work. I mean, you know, leave this person and let them do what they do. This is the way life works. But people have the tendency to create monsters. I'll never forget when I was young. I'll never forget this. Best friend, which was pretty much like family, female. How I met her was I was at school and I was being bullied by this girl. She kept making me buy her lunch every day. And it's not that she was making me. I could have said no. But I was afraid of, okay, if I say no, what is she going to do? You know, so I would just buy the lunch. But this particular day, I didn't have enough lunch money to buy her lunch and buy myself lunch. So I had no choice but to say no. And exactly what I thought, she flipped out. So I was in the gym. I was like 12, 13 years old. It's crazy how you can remember back that far. I was in the gym, and I was sitting by myself, and it was 3 girls, and they said, "What's wrong?" And I was like, this girl keep wanting me to buy her lunch every day. Like, I can't do it. And she got mad with me, and I'm like, what do I do? Like, and she talk about she gonna punch me in the face and blah, 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 blah. And so when I told the girl said, "What? So she threatened you?" And I'm like, "Yeah. Now I've gotta, I guess, fight her after school." So she was like, "Nah, that's not gonna happen. You just came to the school. You shouldn't be fighting, and she shouldn't even be begging you for your money for real." So pretty much, she took up for me, okay? And she told the girl, "Yo, leave her alone, or you're going to have to see us all." So the girl stopped bothering me. She didn't want nothing for lunch. I didn't have to talk to her no more. Matter of fact, she switched schools. So once the girl that I met took a liking for me and showed me what to do, you know, like, you're in a new area, you know, you just came to the school, you coming from Harlem, you know, we different here in the Bronx, you know, let me show you some things. Pretty much she took me up under her wing, okay? Excuse me. She took me up under her wing. Once she took me up under her wing, she created a monster. Got to the point where she didn't like me no more. We were still friends, but she didn't like me no more. You liked me from the beginning because I was who I was. I was kind, I was nice, I was loving. But when you showed me I had to be this hardball beast, because that's who you are, you don't like me anymore. The same thing you do to others, I do to you, because this is what you taught me. Granted, we were kids, so she didn't understand that. So I looked at that. I said, I'm not going to let it end our friendship, because we did have a great friendship, but you created a monster. I'm guilty of it as well. That same monster that she created within me, I've created in others. So you see how it becomes a domino effect? That wasn't my life. My life was chill. I come from Harlem. We ain't into all that nonsense. We laid back. All we care about is clothes and cars. But then she put that within me. So now I have an added on character. But in reality, that's not who I really am. But I needed it for when people mistreat me, I know how to handle them. I needed it in life. So I'm thankful that she gave me that. But it's also a gift and a curse, because then you lose the person that you were friends with or you loved as a friend because of them forcing their character on you. Let me use this for instance as well. Me and my ex had a fallout. Okay, he went off on me about constantly talking to him. He cursed me out like it was my fault. But this is what you showed me how to be. Be connected. This is what you showed me. And then I noticed that prior to that issue, we had a nice conversation. And I had said to him, I gotta go because I have to go to bed for work tomorrow. And you had to respect it because I have to go to work. And we both held the phone and didn't hang up for a good while. When I could have did what I normally do, talk to him through the process. But I didn't. I let him know, and he accepted it. It might have hurt, but he accepted it. But normally I talk to him through the process because I don't say, listen, I have to get off the phone with you. Like, you know, I'll just go through my process of the day or whatever I'm doing and still talk. But then when I did it to him, in other words, I kept talking to him, not knowing that he was in the midst of something or whatever the case he was doing. And then he got angry with me because I was doing what he taught me to do. Not to let go until we feel necessary. He got mad with me. It went off on me. So now I said, wait a minute, hold on. I was doing what he taught me to do to make him happy. And I got cursed out for it. So the reality of it is, he didn't like himself. He don't like how he could be so clingy but don't want to disappoint. But it's okay to be clingy. If the other party can be clingy with you during a feasible time. So he pulled back from me. Because I can't give him the all day chat. But then got mad because I was trying to give him back what he asked for. So I started feeling like, did I do something wrong? So then he shut down. So I'm saying, okay, so that's what we do. We shut down. Don't. I mean, and when you care about somebody, you want to try to make it right as much as you possibly can. Especially when you're compatible. Because it's not easy to find people that's compatible with you today. Whether it be a friend or in a relationship. It's not easy. They say opposites attract. But once that person becomes someone of you, you're no longer attracted to it. So, because you're seeking for something different. And we get wrapped up into these relationships, friendships, even jobs. Now, everybody that knows me knows I don't play about my job. Because that's how I feed my family. That's how I get to shop, save money, do things. You know, this is how I am. This is who I'm meant to be. I've always been this way. I can't go to work and not focus. Because when I don't focus, I'm just no good to the company. So I have to focus. That's just who I am. I know this about me. You can't expect me to be who others are because of your past experiences. You have to learn me for who I am and accept it. Don't create someone else in me, because that's not who you came to like or even love. You came to like and love who I am. Let's say I'm going to use my supervisor at work. And the reason why I talk about it so much, because I can't stand this woman. I can't stand her. Just the look at her makes my stomach turn because she's so ignorant. And I very rarely dislike people because I'm a people person. She knows even if I came in an hour late, I'm going to get right to it. Focus. Do what I got to do. Handle my business for you. That don't mean take advantage of me, because you know I'm going to handle my business for you. Because now that you took advantage of me, it's going to make me rebel. That's a human factor. That's what people do. They rebel when they feel like they're being bullied. Then you turn around and say, I'm not performing properly, but look what you've done to me. Then now when I start acting like you, just in another factor, but a different character, another factor with the same character, now you get angry. Now you want to write me up. But what you don't want done to others, don't do it to them. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. I know y'all heard that phrase before. Don't treat people the way you don't want to be treated. See, I'm a lot like 50. I don't create beef, but if you want beef, I'm going to give it to you. Because I don't like feeling uneasy. I'm a Cancer. That's why people try not to create beef with me. Because they already see how I get down. They may see somebody else create beef with me, and I'm going to give you the blues. You're not going to be able to sleep at night when I'm done with you. Because I'm a peaceful, calm person. So don't push your character off on me and then expect the same outcome that you give off, because I'm a different person. When I get tired of what you created within me, now I'm going to shut you down, because that's not who I am. And I'm not going to allow you to create something that I'm not. Y'all know that saying, a person, what would they say? Don't let a person steal your joy. That's exactly what that means. Because you're a happy-go-lucky person, and then people could come around you and give off that false negative impact, and then you shut them down. And then they're like, oh, this person is like, no, this is what you've created. Watch what you do. Because you could create a monster that's bigger than you. That's been through more journeys than you. And will shut you down and make you feel very, very little. That's why the happy-go-lucky and the quiet people, you don't mess with them. Because you will find yourself in a ditch. Literally. And it's not that it's done. It's not that it's done because they planned it. Or they decided, okay, you know what, I'm going to hurt this person because this is what they've done to me. No, this is the aura you've created. You've created this negative energy. So now all it's doing is bouncing back to you. It bounces right back. What you've created, that force field that you've created. And that's what people have to understand in life. It will make life so much easier. It'll make your life so much easier. You'll be able to smile more. People say, Jackie, you're always smiling. Because I don't create negative energy. And if I realize that I am creating myself and someone else, I stand down. That's the way it's done. You say, hold on. That person is acting like me. Okay. I got to stop doing so much of this. Because I'm creating a monster over here. That's the way That's the way it works. It's sad that parents don't teach their kids this because they don't even know. And this is why we have so much bad auras and bad negative impacts on life. And then their negative rubs off on others. And then they'll turn around and say, oh, I don't like that person. Well, that's who you created your people to be. You created them to be like you. And then they're creating others. So you really don't like yourself. And that's what it all boils down to. People have to see the reality of life, real life. You don't live in a fantasy world, people. And I'm going to use this for instance. The other day, I was out, and this baby was watching me. I have a lot of that. Babies are always watching me. People tell me the reason why they watch me is because I have an angel aura around me. I was told that a couple of times. I was told that in California. I was told that here in Charlotte. And this baby kept staring at me. And I'm like, stop it, baby, because I want to smoke a cigarette. And I was saying to myself, Jackie, if you smoke this cigarette, is that baby going to still continue to look at you? But I wanted my cigarette. I was so frustrated because of what was going on in my life at that moment. I was about to blow my top. And I said, okay, why am I light this cigarette instead of blowing my top? Because I'd rather the baby see me smoke a cigarette than blowing my top. But the baby kept watching. But the baby also was watching that I kept getting in and out the car. I was actually in a drive-thru. And the drive-thru was like, long as I don't know what. I only had put $20 of gas in my tank. Because I wanted to go to Costco's where the gas is really cheap to fill it up. So I only threw 20 in there. And it was almost at empty. At 20 was, when I put the 20 in there, it was empty. When I put the 20 in there, it was almost at empty. Okay? So the gas light never cut off. So that already had me stressed out. Okay? On top of that, I'm in a long drive-thru. I tell y'all no lie, I stayed in that drive-thru for over an hour and a half. And that's not exaggerating. Okay? It was one person working. Well, no, it was 3 people working. But one person working the window. And still preparing food. So I had to have some type of compassion for what they were going through in the job. Okay? Because I've been there. So I know what it's like to... I don't know what it's like to work a drive-thru, but I've been there where it's been limited team members and everybody has to take on someone else's job because there's no one there to do it. Okay? So I understood that part, but it was worrying me because my $20 just went down the drain. Like, I might as well have gave it to somebody on the street. So I was feeling some kind of way. So I kept getting in and out the car, smoke my cigarette, stand outside and smoke my cigarette. But the baby was watching me. But she also was watching that I was panicking. Because I didn't want to run out of gas sitting in the drive-thru. So she saw that my aura was off. That I was worried about something. I burnt up the whole $20 in the drive-thru. I drove from the gas station to the restaurant in the drive-thru and lost my whole $20. And that baby She was hanging out the window. Mama was holding her, whoever was holding her, and we scooting up in the drive-through. She was watching what I was doing. Every time I step out the car, I would light this cigarette and smoke. Then the car would move. Then I guess she was looking, I don't know, me get in the car and move mine and then get back out. She was watching the whole scenario. That's how children learn. And I said, oh my gosh, I'm exposing this baby to smoking. But I'd rather expose her to that than me standing out there, oh, F this, forget that, blah, move, come on, let's go, honking my horn. Being patient. Because only God knows what was going on, what the people were saying in her car, because I heard them talking. But her focus was on me. Not only was her focus on me because she was used to what the people do and say in her, and that she's with all the time. She's trying to see how other people act. And this is something that she wants to pick up. So you see how we take our characters and rub them off on other people. Sometimes not even knowingly we do these things. But it takes for you to step back and analyze that and say, hey, is this the type of character I want to project on this person? Or I like the way this person is and I like the way this person works. I want to learn more from this person. I'm going to use, for instance, some of the guys in my community. They see me go to work every day. They see me come home, sit in the car, my feet hurt. I'm just sitting there, smoking my cigarettes with the door open and just looking around the neighborhood. They don't bother me, but they're watching. And they say, and I'm talking about the younger ones, okay? So this is what I'm supposed to do before I go in my house to my family. They're watching. I sit out there because I try to get myself together mentally to leave my job and whatever feelings I've had at work, I leave it outside. I don't bring it into my home. I've learned that a long time ago. Unless I'm just like so disoriented that I can't function and I need to come in my house and be by myself for a moment. But overall, I sit in my car, get my mind together, get my energy together to do what I have to do. You know how when you're at work and they give you a lunch break? And the reason why they give you the lunch break is so you can rest a moment to get your mind together, come back and do it again. Same when you get home from work. You sit there, you take your break. You on drove, you on work, you did all this stuff. You have to take your break before you come in your home to do a process all over again, whether it be cook or deal with your family members or whatever the case may be. This is the way it's done. You got some parents that have a husband to come home to and kids. So you gotta address the kids, address the husband, and vice versa. The husband too. Okay, mainly the men because the men work and sometimes they have stay-at-home wives. So when they come through the door, okay, they want to eat. They want to put their feet up for a moment. Then they got to listen to what happened to the family for the day. And if there was any issues that that came about, how we're gonna fix them. That's how life is ran. People have to understand that. You've been out in that world, and this is mainly for men, but I've had to take on a man's job for a long time in life because I've never found a man that was capable of holding down a job long term to give him the side of life that he deserves. And even when I did, he didn't even notice it. Like, I'm going to use this for instance, my ex, my daughter's father, we was together for 16 years. I worked the whole time in Maryland and pretty much took care of him and the kids. And when we got here, he did the working, and I took care of home and the kids. I would wash the windows, I couldn't clean the carpet because he wouldn't buy me a carpet cleaner. And I kept telling him we needed it. I wanted him to treat me the way I treated him when he asked for a vacuum cleaner. Okay? I was trying to create the good character in him that I gave him when he was in my position. So when I came to him and I said, I need a carpet cleaner, I was hoping he took me to the store and bought me one, just like I took him to the store when he said the vacuum cleaner was broke. But I didn't get the same response. So he didn't grab a hold of the good characters of mine. He didn't acknowledge that. But I would mop the floor every single day. I would clean the house. I would cook dinner before him and my daughter came in. Dinner was done. House was tip-top shape. All he needed to do was sit down, eat, and put his feet up. But his theory was I did nothing all day but get on social media. If I'm maintaining my home, why is there a problem if I'm on social media? If everything is in tip-top shape, why is there a problem? So he was the type of person that wanted to create chaos. Find something that he thought was wrong in his mind. But yet and still you can eat off the floor because I mopped it every single day. Not once a week, every single day. But then when I got a job and couldn't do nothing, that was my fault too. Well, you're supposed to be cleaning the house. How? I'm working. I do what you do. You work, I work. So we got to do this 50-50. You got to clean up, I got to clean up. When I was at home working, wasn't working, and you was just working, I cleaned up all your mess so you didn't get to see it. But now you get to see it because I'm working too. So I'm not going to pick up your cup. I'm not going to pick up your empty bag of potato chips or your empty cookie wrappers or candy wrappers. I'm not going to do all of that because I'm doing the same thing you're doing. And that's working. So you see how he created a monster? Because you told me I wasn't doing nothing, but now I'm going to show you that I'm not going to do nothing because I'm working just like you. So I'm not going to do anything. Because now if I do it, then I'm doing more than you. Which is unfair to me. I'm working and cleaning house. Why should I have to work and clean house if you're not going to work and clean house? What makes you better than me? We're both human beings. So his theory was, now she's lazy. No, I'm just not cleaning up your portion of stuff because I work just like you. And when I gave you that, you didn't appreciate it. You didn't acknowledge that you could see through the windows. You didn't acknowledge that the floors were clean every day. You didn't acknowledge that there was no dishes in the sink. You didn't acknowledge that your bathroom was cleaned. You said I did nothing all day. But now that I let it get dirty, you see. Because now you got to do it because I'm working. So you see how people can put their negative impact on you instead of understanding the reality of life? He was coughing one day. I said, I got allergy medicine. My filters get full. I take my allergy medicine and it'll go away. But I try not to take so much allergy medicine, so I try to take care of the filters. Make sure the filters don't get full. When I was working, when I stayed home, I made sure the filters was changed on time every 3 months. Every 3 months. Every once a month. To the date. Okay? When I start working, I didn't give a damn. I didn't care. I pop me an allergy pill and go to sleep. Okay. Huh? And she's telling me something about Carolyn. She wants to be a Carolyn.
I can't. Mommy.
What?
Can't go to Carolyn's.
Okay.
What is she actually?
Getting back to what I was saying. So, he created that monster in me for lack of understanding of what I did on a daily basis. So you see how people can push their character off on you? You made mess, but you never seen it because I cleaned it up. Because I was a stay-at-home wife. I didn't complain. I did what I was supposed to do. You're the man. You're going out there working. You're tired. I get it. I am your servant because you're paying the bills. But the moment that you tell me that I'm not doing anything, and I go out and get a job to make money, now I get to show you who was taking care of you. You can't even take care of yourself. So this is what people do. They create these characters in others that they really don't want to create, but they do. So this is why we have to sit back sometime and analyze situations and say, hey, is this the character type of person I want to create? I don't want this person to be like me. So let me sit back and analyze the situation and see what I'm doing wrong so that way this person won't give me back negative impact. Because when you start dealing with negative impact in relationships, whether it be friendships or mate relationships, it creates an emotional roller coaster, which is unhealthy. That's a very unhealthy relationship. We don't want nobody being on a roller coaster, up and down, up and down. What is it gonna be? Either you're gonna focus or you're not. That's why some people they decide that they don't want to be in relationships because it's too much work, and it is. Being in a relationship is very, very difficult because you have to take time out for that person. But that person also has to give you leeway when you're living everyday life. Like my last mate, he was blessed. He put in some work and he gets financial, so he doesn't have to work for real. Me, unfortunately, I have to work. So you have to have compassion for what the working person is going through. Outside of what you're feeling. That's what relationships is about. I never forget, I told him one day, I was home. I came home from work, 10-hour day, long day. Stress, you already know. Come in. And he said, I wanted to do X, Y, and Z. I said, do it. What you asking me for? And he looked at me strange. I said, I don't care what you do. Just don't burn down the place. Because I need somewhere to come home to. He looked at me strange. You have to do something when you're home all day. So do what makes you happy. But don't sit back and feel bored because I'm not here and I can't call you and I can't talk to you all the time and I can't give you what you desire every minute of the day. Because I have obligations. You're blessed. I'm blessed too. But I just got to go out and get it. People have to learn to stop putting off their negativity onto others. Their negative feelings, their negative vibes, allowing their minds to play tricks on them. A lot of people do that. I had a mate one time, he could be gone for 10 minutes. This is the same man that, God bless his soul, he's dead now, that threw me through a glass door. He could be gone for 10 minutes and he would swear within that 10 minutes I slept with somebody. And I would say to myself, like, dude, I haven't left this spot. You only been gone for 10 minutes. Or if a person said hello to me, that I was dating them. I don't even know this dude. He just said hello. I extended my courtesy and said hello back. I don't want to be characterized as this mean, bad person that I'm not. Oh, I speak to her every day and she don't even speak. That don't mean I want to date you. Just because I say hello, how you doing, nod my head, whatever. But this was his theory. So when I start putting it on him, he want to fight me, go off on the dude. That said hello. That's all he said was hello. When he decided to do it, start talking to, he would literally talk to other women. The business that he was in, that's what he had to talk to the people. I dealt with that on a daily basis, but never accused them. So I said, okay, this is what he like. This is what we doing. We accusing each other of stuff. So what are you doing? I'm not gonna hit you because I can't fight you. I can't beat you. So I'm gonna beat the girl up. I was young then. I was young. I beat the girl up. Why would you do that? You crazy. Wait a minute. Hold on. Ain't that what you normally do? If a person says hello to me, you come and beat me up? Okay, well, she said hello to you, so now I'm going to beat her up. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. But we were young. So I didn't understand it then. And this is why I'm teaching you guys now. Because when you're young and the people that's been in your life haven't showed you, meaning your parents, how to handle your emotions and deal with certain things. And sometimes, even when a parent has taught their child, they don't get it. So they react in a bad manner. I'm going to say a bad manner. And then when their people see, their people may say, I told you that person wasn't for you, but the whole time they're re-illustrating you. The whole time. This is what you put on them. But they don't know it. So now that's why I always say, people say, Jackie, why do you talk to strangers about your business? Because they don't know either party. You can never talk to family and friends about friendships or relationships. It has to be a mutual person that does not know either party. To give a real perspective in life about the relationship. I can't call up my sister or my cousin and be like, girl, let me tell you what this nigga did. Blah, 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 blah. They have feelings for me, so they're gonna automatically agree with me. Even if I'm wrong. Or even if they taught you to be wrong. That's why you have to keep family out your relationship. And I'm going to use my dad for instance. I was going through problems with my daughter's father for years. And I never went to him and told him. Never went to him. The reason why? Because they had their own relationship. So I wasn't going to involve my dad in looking at him negatively because of something that he's doing to me that I could have created. So you got to watch that, because you got to make sure that you didn't create your person to be the way they're acting before you go running your mouth. So I just didn't say anything until I analyzed the whole situation. And my dad would say, well, Jackie, what's wrong? Well, Dad, okay, well, this is the this is the situation. And then he had made a statement to me, which hurt me. Not to talk about our business, but I just use my life as an experience tool for you guys. He said to me, "Are you my daughter?" And I didn't understand what he meant by that. I had changed so much of the character of this other person that my own family couldn't recognize me. You can't allow that to happen. You have to stand your ground. Because you become a part of these people. And you cannot do that. You have to remain who you are. God didn't say when you get married that you have to choose who you're going to be like. Am I going to be like this family or am I going to be like this family? That's not the way it's done. God brings two people together and y'all adopt your own way of living. It's like my boyfriend had, I'm going to call him my ex-boyfriend because I don't know where we at. Our relationship is complicated right now. I asked him to put the towels up. And I said, it's kind of tight in there. I got so many towels. It's kind of tight in there. But just put them in there. The best way you can. Thank you. That's what I said. Well, I asked him to help me put the stuff up after I folded the clothes. So he go over there. He figured it out. And he put all the towels in there. I guess maybe that's how he lived at his house. Or maybe he had, where he was in the military or whatever. So he said, come here. I said, what? He said, they fit. I made them fit. Instantly, my heart was like, I love this man. I'm just telling you, that's how I felt. And I know I'll keep it honest. I said, they fit. I wanted to jump up and down and hug him, but I was like, okay, that's overreacting. I like it. You implemented something. I agreed upon it. This is our way that we've adopted together. Because you might get in another relationship and then the next relationship may say, nah, I don't like that. That makes me feel uneasy. I don't want that.
Carowinds back on.
Well, y'all people with Carowinds is a pain in the butt. Anyway, that's the way it's done. You try to get someone that's similar to what you like, but not totally. So you can create this new life together. I'm going to use my complicated relationship once again. We both eat organic. We're big on organic. Reason being because we both want to become vegans. However, he likes tofu. I don't. But I'm willing to work with him and try it and see how we can make meals of our own to be tasty enough for us to enjoy it together. Because this is what we're building together. If it doesn't work for me, and I say, hey, I just can't do this tofu thing. He has to accept that. But then I still have to accept that he's a vegan. And learn to cook the foods that he likes. Because I can't expect him to always go out and get vegan meals. I have, as a woman in his life, I have to learn how to care for my mates. So that means I must learn what I need to learn to satisfy him. Even if I don't like it. And I can't force myself to like something that I really don't like. And that's how it's done. You don't turn your life over totally to who that person is. Because then you become non-attractive to that person. Because now they are you. That's people's biggest mistake. Wanting to make people them. What attracted you was the difference. You need them to keep some difference. Or you're going to lose the attraction, the love. And that's just what it is. Stop creating yourself and then pretty much hating who you created. This is Jacqueline Richardson, Miss JJ Diamond, Jackie Deja, whatever y'all call me. Y'all have a safe weekend. Y'all already know where I'm going. Y'all heard it from the girl. I'll be in Carowinds. I'll talk to y'all soon.